Please welcome to the stage Chuck and Ann Johnson.
I see the light go past my shoulder on one less day from dying young. And I've seen my friends fall away before their time, and I've been afraid that I may follow in their light. So I drink and love and whisper all the things I know are right. Someday I will leave this world, but maybe not tonight. I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm one less day from dying young. And I see the light.
There's a point in that video where a balding, clean-shaven, goofy-looking man speaks to the moment he first learned that his baby girl may have cystic fibrosis. I was at the office, I got the call. You know, one moment you've got this smiling, plump, completely bald, but adorable little girl who's seemingly perfectly healthy. In the next moment, your reality is something very, very different. I didn't talk to anybody because I didn't think I could speak. Eventually, I made my way to that elevator. I was weak-kneed, and I just kind of crumbled to the floor. And I prayed. I think the first thing I prayed for was that the elevator doors wouldn't open again until I hit ground floor and was standing. I prayed. I asked for God's help. I asked for God to help Jackie. I asked for God to help Ann and I asked for help. And for 25 years, that's all Ann and I have ever done. We've asked for help. You want to know the secret sauce to our fundraising? It's about one ounce of tenacity and about 100 pounds of humility. You learn very early on that pride doesn't have a place in this. You learn very early on that this is not a journey that you can walk alone. We needed help. We asked for help, and for 25 years, time and time again, year after year, sometimes multiple times each year, our family, our friends, friends of friends, friends of friends of friends, sometimes complete strangers answered the call. Ann and I are both a little bit uncomfortable about accepting this award. A coworker of mine asked me about that, and I said, well, imagine if there was a brilliant surgeon that invented this new life-saving surgery, and the Nobel Committee is so enamored with it that they decide they want to recognize her achievement by awarding the Nobel Prize in Medicine to the patients that she had saved. That's Ann and I. We're the patients. The real heroes tonight, the surgeons, if you will, are you guys sitting out there in that audience. Now, CF can be an ugly, terrible disease. But there are ancillary blessings that come along with it. I think Ann and Cooper and Jackie would all give different answers to this. But for me, it's the magic of being continually reminded about how kind and generous people are. You know, the older I get, the less cynical I become and the less skeptical I am. Because it's impossible to be cynical and skeptical when you're constantly bearing witness and on the receiving end of so many acts of kindness. In the neighborhood I grew up in, there was a woman named Ardell Lewis. Ardell was 5'0", always had a smile, sparkle in her eye, and a kind word to say to everybody. Ardell, like most of the neighbors in my old hood, religiously donated to our cause from day one. A handful of years ago, Ardell took ill. She eventually ended up in hospice, and she passed away. A few days after her passing, I made my morning trek down to the mailbox to get the newspaper. I'm still old school. And I grabbed the mail from the day before, and I make my way back up to the house. And there's an envelope that's made out to the Jackie Cooper team. It's our walk team. I open it up and I pull out a check. And I'm holding that check and I'm doing this. My hands are doing this. The check is from Ardell. Now, I know her kids found that, after she had passed and they mailed it. But think about that. Here's a woman who knew she did not have much time left. She's ill, she's hurting, and yet one of her final acts is to do something that makes a difference in this world. This world is filled with Ardells. This room tonight is filled with Ardells. People are amazing. I hope you all appreciate you're part of one of the greatest stories ever told in medicine. We are going to cure a genetic disease that's never been done before. We're going to do it. We're not there yet, but we're on the 5-yard line. Cousin's got the ball, and Rudolph's wide open in the end zone. And think about this. Cystic fibrosis, CF, we're just an orphan disease. There's only 35,000 patients inflicted with this disease in the country. 35,000 only. Yet together, we are moving medical mountains. Incredible. On a personal note, for Ann and I, when I reflect on where we were 25 years ago to where we are today, it's been life-changing. Our greatest role in life is being parents to Jackie and Cooper. You want to know what you've meant to us? 25 years ago, and for several years after that, CF, it meant living with the knowledge. This is blunt, and this is simple, but it meant living with the knowledge that someday we may have to bury our children. To where we are today, where we live with the absolute confidence that we will never need to see that day. So if a CF mom or a CF dad or a CF grandparent, uncle, aunt, brother, sister, if they say thank you to you, do not be dismissive of the role you have played. Do not say, oh, it was nothing. Because for us, it has meant everything. 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 Look at nights like tonight are an opportunity to hit pause, to reflect, to give thanks. 25 years ago, I crumbled to the floor in an elevator. I asked God for help. It's only now, when I look back over the decades, that I fully appreciate. God sent the Calvary. He sent all of you. And we're so very grateful. So tonight, Ann and I are honored to keep this beautiful memento in safekeeping for all of you folks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chuck and Ann, and congratulations on receiving that well-deserved award. And thank you